Excuse me, strategies. More strategies. Please. Omomienye clean campaign. Omomienye clean campaign. Se woma anye clean campaign. Maybe assembly on the kabia meyano. Mamenka semtro. Name $6 India. A Turkish niya medine ka. Ewo. Dosa or the bremi. Embla me money deposit. Not dollar no. 6 cedis to $1. In August 2022, over $100,000. I have the evidence. Between 1,550,000 Ghana cedis, meaning the dollar was 15 cedis, 50 pesos. Where were the strategies? The
government, of course, has already cut and abolished teacher training allowances and nursing training allowances. The president said even if it was going to cost him the election, he wasn't going to restore them. Didn't he say it? But today, with just 2 months to the election, feeling defeat staring him in the face, he is trying to make an about turn and say that he wants to restore the allowances. Do you believe him? Do you believe him? We have to treat that promise with the contempt that it deserves. It is a propaganda promise. It is a 419 promise. If you vote for him, he will cancel it in 2017. We cannot trust him and his word on this issue. You can only trust Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Of course, the NDC and President Mahama are going about saying that these reductions in taxes that we are going to implement as part of our comprehensive program of economic reform. They are going around saying that our manifesto promises are going to ruin the economy. I'm just so baffled. You, a president, you have presided in 8 years over the collapse of our economy. If you knew the plan that could work for the economy and be successful, why haven't you implemented that plan in 8 years? Why? If you know what can work for our economy, why is the economy collapsing in your hands after 8 years? You clearly do not understand the economic plans and underpinning the MPP manifesto. So your task is to make our economy work. You cannot do it, and now you want to say the MPP plan cannot work. You have essentially no legs to stand on in saying the MPP plan cannot work, because your own plan has collapsed the economy, and we are bringing a new plan for the economy, and a new plan that will work. It will work. We reduced taxes during our tenure of office. Corporate taxes were brought down from 32% to 25%. And at the same time, we saw a major increase in tax revenue. So it makes economic sense. And we are going to focus on production. And we will not be distracted by the president and his comments on our manifesto. He should focus on fixing this collapsing economy.
I think one of the things that we need to do to escalate this is we have the gold. Now, the gold, the next stage is also to refine the gold. Because what you have now, you have to take out to have it refined and be certified to the acceptance of the operators. Which is why now we have a new refinery in the system so that you refine the gold here. When it's refined here and certified, then we know how much it is worth. Then we're able then to exchange the two commodities. Because if it goes outside, and I know where some of them do go, and I've been to some of these entities in Dubai. Yes, it's sealed, it's sent there, unaccompanied. And if you don't have a very transparent system, I'm not even too sure whether it will enter the refinery and they will come and make the appropriate determination to you. If it is done here, we all see through and the appropriate thing will be done. So this is extremely good for us as a country. And the talk about cancelling it, I don't know what is going to yield to this country. You want to send us to square one when everybody knows that when we engage in this, in fact, over the past 2 years, when, as my colleague Kojo said, that we suffered a dwindling of our reserves, just 1.5 years on, we've been able now to shore up our reserves. And don't forget, this G4O attains a lot of objectives for us as a country. I think one of the things that we need to do to escalate this is we have the gold. Now, the gold, the next stage is also to refine the gold. Because what you have now, you have to take out to have it refined and be certified to the acceptance of the operators. Which is why now we have a new refinery in the system so that you refine the gold here. When it's refined here and certified, then we know how much it is worth. Then we're able then to exchange the two commodities. Because if it goes outside, and I know where some of them do go, and I've been to some of these entities in Dubai. Yes, it's sealed, it's sent there.
I saw what happened the other day in Mamobi, and I hear it was the result of health walks. The two opposing parties were holding health walks or something, and then there was a clash somewhere. But even if there was a clash, I mean, maybe it might not have led to the loss of lives. But people had weapons, and they fired shots and injured people. The reason why this continues is because there's impunity. Those who have those weapons know that nothing will happen to them. They will do it and get away with it because they are operatives of the system. They are people who belong to the political establishment. I saw one clear picture of one of them holding his pistol. Just watch, nothing will happen to them. And as long as nothing happens to them, it will continue. And that's why often I say that the moral voice of society must be heard. And the moral voice of society resides in our chiefs, our religious leaders, our civil society organizations. It's not that these people are not known. The people are known. The society knows those who fired those shots and injured those people. But again, like Ayawaso West Wagon, even if a commission of inquiry is set and says these people should be dealt with, government won't deal with them. And as long as that government doesn't deal with them, others will be emboldened to do the same thing. And so I feel a bit helpless about it. The point is, we are peace-loving, but it gets to a time when people must defend themselves. And if this continues, a time will come, others would also arm themselves with guns, and it will become a shootout. When it becomes a shootout, more people will be killed. In this case, the shooting was in one direction. And so all those who were injured were on one side. But like I'm saying, if impunity develops and it continues, a time will come, people will realize that the state cannot protect them. And when people realize the state cannot protect them, then they take measures to defend themselves. And when that happens, we really would have a bloodbath. And so there's a time for all of us to speak out. Those who were identified to have shot people were armed should be arrested and dealt with by the law. If people know that you'll be arrested and dealt with by the law, they will refrain from doing what they do.
You know how sometimes even the churches you and I attend, when we start projects, right? Doesn't it take time? It does. You know, sometimes when you start your own building, you know it takes time. but eventually, you know, you'll finish it. I think that is the attitude we must have. We're behaving as if the fact that we haven't found the money is strange. It is not strange that you want to do a project and you have not been able to raise the money yet, right? The key word is yet. So sometimes I marvel at the way we behave as if we don't know that when we ourselves are expanding our churches, it takes time before we raise the money. You do a little portion, then you wait for some money, you wait for a little portion, and so on. You know, so.
Finally, from India, those who say that the audit covering just 2021 is not enough.
The rest are coming.
Because 2022,
the rest are coming. They are in the process of doing the rest.
Are we going to see the full audit report? So people say they want to peruse it themselves.
Why do they want?
What is the difference between the ordinary thief and a political thief? Number one, the ordinary thief steals your money, your bag, your watch, and your jewelry, isn't it? But the political thief steals your future, your career, your education, your health, and your business. Number two, the hilarious part is that the ordinary thief will choose whom to rob. But you are the one who choose the political thief to rob you. Because we choose them. We vote them. We blindly say we are not blind. Who is deceiving who? The ridiculous part of the whole issue is that we will fight to defend and protect our belongings from the ordinary thief. Is it not? But we fight each other to defend and protect the political thief. Is that not what we do? Thugs will be fighting themselves to protect those that are stealing our career, stealing our job, stealing our health, stealing our success. What a shame.
If you reach a certain stage in life and there is nobody who can look you in the eye and tell you the truth, you are doomed. And that is where our country has gotten to. We need to rescue this country. Wallahi. And I feel very terrible as a Ghanaian at this time. This country is in serious trouble, ladies and gentlemen. We are in serious trouble. We need to rescue this country, ladies and gentlemen. The presidency has been so depraved, so muddied, so dirtied, that I tell you in all sincerity as a Ghanaian, that I feel terribly sad today as a Ghanaian. We need to rescue this country. Wallahi. Inshallah.
Please don't cry.
We shall rescue our country.
Government is broke, government is broke. But people are spending billions to go inside the government that is broke. Have you ever seen a minister who resigned because government is broke before? Government has no money. Have you ever seen a governor who said, ladies and gentlemen, when I was elected, I thought the government had money. Now I discover government has no money, I resign. Have you ever seen it? Government has no money, but they are bringing money out at election time. Where is that money coming from? So they are lying. What is happening is that there are two types of wicked people in government. Type 1, they eat current money. Any money they find in government, they will eat it. They are wicked about that one. There is type 2. Type 2, they eat current money and future money. They will say, my term will end next year. When I leave, how will I eat money? Let me borrow money now and borrow money of the future and eat it now.
Hello, good morning. You're welcome to the program. It's Good Morning Ghana Live on Metro TV, and it's a Tuesday in October, and we are expecting that we'll be discussing the issues of the day. Let's start off with the headlines of the newspapers, and then later on I'll introduce a guest to you. I start with the Daily Graphic, and it says Ghana ready to host Best Africa Oil Week Conference in 2025. PIAC holds workshop on solutions to crude oil production, managing public sector wage bill. Wages must match productivity, Fair Wages CEO. Finance Minister welcomes Moody's upgrades. Technological breakthrough, MIF, UMAT collaborate to clean polluted water bodies. Ghanaian Times. Election 2024, EC to print 19.1 million ballots captured. Captures 18.7 million on provisional register. We're eternally grateful for development of Savannah region. Yagbonwura applauds President Akufo-Addo. Big boost for mental health as government adds 4 disorders to NHIS benefit package effective November 1. Kou Abenehene Ejapong II resigns as ADB board chair over alleged improper conduct. Daily Guide. Dami hosts ICC prosecutor. Police identify East Legon crash driver. 2024 elections. EC names 40,647 polling stations. Government adds 4 mental health conditions to NHIS package. Stable Electron clocks 100 years. New Crusading Guide. Mrekuduka woos miners for Baumia as Western mining communities go agog. Your legacy is unmatched. Savannah Chiefs praise Akufo-Addo's contribution to Gonjaland. George Krobi Asante donates funds to Nkoko Abrim MPP communications team. EC publishes 2024 ballot statistics, moves to re-exhibit provisional register, that's voters register online, holds IPAC meeting today. Government revokes LI 2462. Ken Ufuriata is well and alive. Political aid. The Inside newspaper. Afaglo jabs Akufo-Addo Baumia over Galamsey, says NPP bigwigs are beneficiaries and can't fight menace. Illicit financial flow. Africa's time bomb as it costs continent over $200 billion yearly. Stakeholders call for action. Ken Pong Academy visits partners in Europe. Awaits next window in transfer of players. In Swam Zango rallies behind Alan as Mrs. Chematin leads Easting campaign. A bright future for young lawyers. Rising admission at Ghana School of Law. Daily Statesman. 4 mental health disorders added to NHIS benefit package. STEM TVET education to power Ghana's industrialization. Your achievements are unprecedented. Yagbonwura eulogizes Akufo-Addo. Doomsor collapse of businesses, Mahama's legacy. Napo. Daily Post. Mahama warns of bloodbath someday if impunity of NPP government operatives continues to go unpunished. Cedi Naira among 4 worst performing currencies in sub-Saharan Africa in 2024, World Bank. After forcing cautions NDT supporters in Gomwa Central against voting skirt and blouse. And the Economy Times. Green finance taxonomy kicks off next year. Cedi improves rallying on debt restructuring and IMF assessment success. About 800K jobs to be created upon completion of Petroleum Hub projects. And that's it for the headlines this morning. Let's take a break. We'll be back shortly.
Pascal is showing his boss the efficient new technology they've installed. She's pleased. But now she's asking, why is that still there? Pascal explains the new fleet-finding darts are more accurate than the old ones. The boss is not so pleased anymore. If you haven't automated your fleet management yet, it's time to get business done better with MTN Business.
Experience the enhanced protection of Star Motor Third Party Extra from Star Assurance, an enhanced motor third-party insurance policy that provides cover for loss or damage to your vehicle's windscreens, side mirrors, back glass, and other glass components. Whether it's a crack or major damage, you can drive with the assurance that your vehicle is well protected. Our commitment to you includes affordable coverage options and a claims process that is both fast and straightforward, so you spend less time dealing with paperwork and more time on the road. Also, we have proudly partnered with Hope for Little Lives, an organization dedicated to supporting children in need. By choosing Star Motor Third Party Extra, you're protecting your vehicle and making a positive impact. Every policy you buy helps bring joy and support to children in underserved communities. Reach out to us now on our toll-free numbers 0800 177 177 or 0302 245 906 to sign up. Let us help you drive with peace of mind and purpose. Star Motor Third Party Extra. Drive with confidence, give back with heart.
Star Assurance, your solid partner.
Now let me tell you why you should choose Safari Valley as your conference destination.
The new conference building combines modern amenities with the tranquility of nature, providing the perfect backdrop for your next seminar and corporate retreat.
The only conference destination with so many activities. You don't have to travel to visit your tennis club, the gym, or the stables. They have it all.
Enjoy this rooftop viewing deck, basking in the sunlight with the sight of wild animals roaming freely in their natural habitat.
At my break, I'm able to practice my putting.
It's a unique experience that sparks creativity and rejuvenates the mind.
Visit Safari Valley Eco Resort in Ghana, bringing you closer to nature.
All be live.
Thank you, boss. See you next week. Yo, where is my passport? Where is my passport? Yo, man, I want to Waba.
What is that?
And then special.
Give me my passport.
Man, I will
relax. You made me pay for express for 24 hours and yet it's not in.
You took like you're telling me this. What's going on? Hello.
This man here has taken my money. That within 24 hours he will do my passport for me.
Oh, your terms applies to me. He told me last night. He's telling me this week. Process. That's what they do. Yeah. Oh, madam. Please relax. I'll get for you in 24 hours.
Hey, Guru man. So you never change? You get passport for someone within 24 hours, Madam Obwa. See, the normal working hours is 9 to 5. Not 24 hours, I'm fat.
You guys have made a very big mistake by trusting these people. Now, through digitalization, passport application has been made so easy. Now, you don't need to stress yourself and join any long queue for your passport. All you have to do is to log on to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs website and begin your application. By buying a passport application voucher online. Simple and easy. And very soon, all you need to get your passport will be your Ghana card. What is it true? Obiza.
It is possible. A show off. Boot number 1 on the ballot. Anti-cavity, gum protection, brighter teeth and fresh breath.
I'm a fair missy way.
The patch of Bantama.
Matias.
That's a cycle.
It's her smile.
The fresh breath.
Me, Jidi said we used to Cal 360 toothpaste.
Cal 360 toothpaste.
Gaskia, Cal 360 toothpaste. It's a gum protector.
Onim jom kasa.
Ine Hossein. Cal 360 better one. It's cool mint. Gives me fresh breath and your confidence booster.
You will see so feeling kika when you know Cal 360 toothpaste.
Happy smile.
Cal 360 toothpaste, anti-cavity, gum protection, brighter teeth and fresh breath. Kel, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
Who are you? Who are you? Charlie, I'll be you from the future. Who doesn't sleep on that slice of bready poor mattress anymore? Don some slippers, then follow me.
You just buy the mattress we did it from there.
Yeah?
That'll be the mattress where the dead for.
Wait, what are you doing? Wow! No damage at all. Not only durable, but also super comfortable. Come on, try it.
Nothing day like Ash Foam. Enjoy full body support and unparalleled comfort for a restful sleep.
Don't forget your keys.
Get the premium sleep experience with mattresses from Ash Foam. Visit any of our showrooms nationwide or at ashfoam.com.
Choose the perfect prize every week and stand to win your choice of exciting prizes. all to get more of what matters to you. Exclusive to Betway. Betway, get way more. Terms and conditions apply. Regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. No under 18.
Welcome to Rehoboth Palms, Ayimensa, where your future home is taking shape. Discover a community like no other, designed for families and individuals seeking comfort and connection. Enjoy a host of amenities, including a swimming pool, tennis courts, kids playground, and serene sitting areas, all designed for your enjoyment. Embrace the opportunity to be part of this vibrant community with flexible installment plans available. Your dream home is waiting at Rehoboth Palms, Ayimensa, where every moment is a promise of home and affordable luxury. Visit us today at 145 North Legon, Accra. Call us on +233 244 764 499 or +233 204 950 810. For our UK clients, you can reach us on +44 190 853 3149 or +44 791 737 6631 or visit www.rehobothpropertiesgh.com to learn more. A community like no other. Welcome to Rehoboth Ayimensa.
Ama, nansi mi general well-being enkoye kwao. Ama ma ye bohu se kontomra akija.
Nansi me hu se mi nyo basima kura. Ama me kunu me into kwankwa. Oyiwa. Enye mo ko. Give us GC mixture and any capsules. Aye numbum. En ho asem na mo kana. Ebua emma ene meme nyina. Ne ma wo ba ye obesima. Na be ma so aye be masima. Ya, we be bua ukru. Ama ne giant sa wo de hye ne botum. Na wanyinya ne nti sese ne oyi chopona. GC mixture and a capsule. Ashisa.
A pin for a batter, one more menu for one and Quada when if you do me a
Apomode wonsem yen friend Diagro. Enunti nese wonum edepapa nko. Exodus moringa capsules. Any Exodus dandelion capsules. Efi Exodus emusuyenum. Mebe boa wa pomode. Emu bia wo benya no betimi aboa. Nanso, se wonye to no a, wo betimi anoma abom. Never boa papa. Se wonum Exodus moringa capsules, ne Exodus dandelion capsules. E boa mamo dedi efusani you. Na fe e boost wo immune system no. Na kweti ayarewa ahodo. Minim ye se ni padodo na nim dia moringa etimi ye. Na dandelion so ye nim. Enu nti ni nkasa bebre. Enye ma pemfo. Ana abatan ya oma enifo. Ana abufra onya emfidumi. Exodus ehwa dance die dos.
Yo, Jay. What be this? Why, you go write emails or something?
Charlie, the bills and taxes are for paying. That's why they write plenty like that too. The movement from taxation to production, it make beans.
You read the NDC manifesto I send you. That's why you the hustle. Your mama say when he come power, he go exempt micro and small businesses from paying VAT. He also go give 2-year tax holiday to new businesses. So say them go first stand them elect up and grow better before them go start they pay corporate and personal income tax.
Charlie, that they go for me. Now I make my mind say I no go vote. But this one dear, if I change my mind, then go vote give John Mahama.
That no be all. He also go scrap e-levy, COVID tax, emission tax, and the 10% betting tax. No,
it's a deal. The e-levy is the cheapest.
Swear.
I like the tax wrong with you. Charlie, Kwanzaa, what else Mahama talk?
If I talk you everything today, what else I go talk you tomorrow?
Oh. Vote for change. Vote for John Mahama and the NDC.
All right, welcome back to the program. It's Good Morning Ghana, and it's the 15th of October 2024. I'm already in the studio. With Esquire Ishaq Ibrahim, and he's a member of the NPP communications team and Electoral as well. Thank you, Doc, for coming.
Thank you very much.
Good morning to you.
Good morning to you, and good morning to your listeners.
Good morning. I'm expecting Al Hassan Suhini, and he's member of parliament for Tamale North constituency, also ranking member for the Lands and Natural Resources Committee. Well, it's been an awesome journey with MTN Momo, and for 15 years of ease, safety, and convenience. It is also definitely worth celebrating. That's why the MTN Momo at 15 rewards here with amazing cash prizes to say thank you. So send Momo to MTN Momo user or make payments to an MTN Momo merchant at no cost whatsoever, only on MTN. So go and download the Momo app on Play Store or App Store and just Momo it everywhere you go. Terms and conditions apply. Kel 360 toothpaste also available on the market, and if you're desperate for getting one for your whole family, it is Kel 360 toothpaste that's best for the whole family. It's recommended by the Food and Drugs Authority, of course approved as well, and it provides your family with an all-round dental protection throughout the day. Kel 360 toothpaste is good for kids, children, and adults. That's why we recommend it for the whole family. Everybody in the family can use it. It's a product from Samara Company Limited, producers of Sasso. It prevents cavity, it gives you cool mint, and also it provides you fresh mint throughout the day. It's available at all supermarkets, malls, and provision shops. Samara Company Limited. You can reach them on 0246 864 Kel 360 toothpaste. It says happy smile. Okay. Sweeney will join us pretty shortly, but we can start with, let's go into the quarters of the police service. Okay. This morning, someone was whispering to me that some time ago, the police used to communicate with us a lot, like every time there's an incident.
Okay, they give you
at
updates.
least 1 hour, 2 hours, they will give you updates.
Okay.
After some time, it died out.
Okay.
But Dampare seems to have revived it.
Okay.
So we hope that Dampare will maintain it
That's
and
good.
improve on it.
Improve.
Yes, because this was coming from the criticism of the fact that the East Legon accident, when it happened, it took them more than 24 hours to give us a release.
A release.
Yes, and I don't know if they had some difficulties.
The release so far, I've not seen any substantive information.
Yeah.
In it.
Yes.
Yes.
So you're making an attempt, but the information.
Yes.
I'm even told that the name that was captured.
Yes.
So this is what the police said.
Yeah.
The Ghana Police Service has commenced investigation into the East Legon. Oh, my right up into the accident that occurred on Saturday, 12th of October 2024 at East Legon in Accra, leading to the death of 2 persons. Preliminary investigations indicates that the suspect driving identified as Salifu Amwako. And you know, when you mention Salifu Amwako, you can confuse the name. Because the son is called Salifu Amwako and the father too is called Salifu Amwako. That is the pastor.
And the son is Salifu
prophet.
Amwako Jr.
Yes.
Okay.
He is something Salifu. Nanaya, what's the name?
Okay.
What's his other name? Earls. Okay. So we're told that he's Earls Salifu Amwako Jr. And you know, coming from the police service, I expect that the police will be that precise.
Okay.
So that we are not misled.
Yes.
You know, because already people are giving so much attention to this issue and they want to look through it to the last end. Yeah. So he's called Earl Salifu Amwako Jr. Copy Ghana Police Service. And then it says rammed the vehicle into another vehicle on the Janye Ashe Street at East Legon. Both vehicles caught fire and burnt beyond recognition. The suspect driver and other surviving victims are currently receiving medical attention. Meanwhile, one of the surviving victims has since been treated and discharged, while the bodies of the deceased victims have been deposited at the morgue for preservation and autopsy. So that's the release from the
Why are they calling him the suspect driver?
Yes.
It's just, I mean, it suggests he has done something wrong, or it's just an accident.
You're a suspect until proven guilty.
No, I know.
Until charged.
I understand what you mean. But legally speaking, when somebody is involved in an accident, that's a negligent act. So negligent act suggests it's a civil wrong. So why did they say you're
Why
suspect?
why are they still?
And yes, calling the person a suspect,
suspect.
because negligence is a civil wrong. So suspect suggests something criminal, isn't it?
Yeah, but okay, well, I'm not a
Okay.
lawyer, but on what grounds legally
Yes.
are you determining that he's not a suspect?
No, what I'm saying is that if there is an accident, if it's deemed to be an accident, it's an accident, that's a civil wrong. So in civil cases, you can actually call somebody a suspect. I don't know whether you are understanding what I mean.
Yes, but you said the person was negligent.
Yes, so negligence is a civil wrong.
How did you determine that?
Because it's an accident.
Yeah.
Accidents are negligence, isn't it? Okay, let's proceed.
Accidents are accidents.
Yes.
Not
so
necessarily from negligent acts.
No, then that means it's not an accident. If something has happened and you have to call somebody a suspect, and if it is an accident, I mean, that's the area of law I used to teach, tort law. So accidents are almost negligence.
That causes them.
Yes. So if it is negligence driving, that is still not a suspect because it's not a criminal act.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Honorable Soyini has joined us. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Annie.
And congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Why were you wondering?
Well, I have been involved in a number of things lately, so I just wanted to be sure what I'm being congratulated for. Yes, but I think it has to do with my successful campaign launch.
Yes.
Yes.
What are the other successes you want to share?
No.
You care to share?
Let me take the opportunity to say good morning to my brother here, and good morning to our viewers, especially the very good people of the Tamale North constituency, and to express my heartfelt gratitude to all those who supported in various ways to make the Tamale North campaign launch a very, very big success last Saturday. I cannot begin to mention names because I will be charged of leaving out very important ones. But I just want everyone who in various ways supported, participated, and prayed for the success of the event to know that I do not take their support lightly at all. And I am very confident that the target that we have set for ourselves in the Tamale North constituency to get about 85% of the votes for His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is something that we will all begin to work harder than before to achieve. It is our aim that this year we secure more votes for His Excellency John Dramani Mahama than we have in previous elections. I want to thank the former minority leader. I want to thank my brother Samuel Okujeto Ablakwa. I want to thank my brother Samuel George, and all the other members of parliament who made it to support me. The Nalerugu MP Alaji Baba, he actually drove me from my house to the campaign venue. And I want to thank all the parliamentary candidates in the Northern region, the Northern regional executives, my constituency executives, my chairman, and all the other executives who really worked so hard throughout the week to make all the activities that we undertook. And then with the climaxing of the launch, I want to say thank you to everybody. Pan Africa TV was there to carry it live. Let me thank the management and the staff of Pan Africa for doing that. And I can't, like I said, I will be charged.
Metro TV was also there. We didn't carry it live, but we were there.
So let me thank all the media,
thank you.
Men and women who were there to cover the program. Thank you so much for this opportunity to express my gratitude. And there were many who also in various ways from a distance, supported the success that we witnessed on the day. I cannot finish this without mentioning the former First Lady and inshallah the next First Lady of the Republic of Ghana, Madam Lordina Mahama, Dr. Valerie Sawyer, and the Speaker of Parliament, Alban Bagbin. I just want to thank all of them for the support that they all gave in various ways. No, they were not there in person, but like I said, so many people from a distance in various ways supported to make the event a success. And I just want to say thank you to all of them and God bless them.
Well, thank you for thanking them and congratulations. We wish you all the best.
Thank you.
It's a cool job for you in your constituency, Tamale.
No election is ever a cool job. I've never approached any contest as a cool one.
Especially this year one.
I mean, no matter how cool it is, no matter how cool it is. I mean, all the polls, for example, suggest that the National Democratic Congress, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, is winning the next election. But we still do not consider it a cool job. I will be very upset with any NDC member who thinks that because all the polls suggest that we are winning, then it is cool job. I mean, there's no contest that is ever a cool job until it is declared in your favor. And that is the attitude that I have in every contest that I go into. And no matter what people say, Tamale is safe, Tamale seats are safe, not until the last ballot is counted and declared. It is still a contest, and it has to be fought to the wire.
Let me reserve what I wanted to say. So someone sent me the message, Elisha, Salifu, Amwaku. We're talking, you were busy, but I'm sure you saw the devastating crash in East Legon, and it has become a public interest, obviously, because of what happened, and the police is trying to keep pace with the public in releasing statements, and they've given us their latest release as identifying the driver, which of course we're bantering on the suspect tag, but we're told that the real name of the young man and reports are that he's supposed to be 16 years of age. So he's not a suspect, right?
So that would be a suspect. So this is thing suggests that he's an underage driver. And perhaps doesn't even have a license.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
That's why I was asking why did they say
a suspect? Okay.
Yes.
So once he's 16, then it's
qualified.
qualified.
Yes.
Okay.
And the age driver.
Okay.
And likely not even have a license. Yes, because nobody will issue him a license.
Yeah.
To drive. Yes.
Okay. So Erald Elisha Salifu Amwako, that's his name.
Okay.
Suini, you want to say something about that?
Yes, Annie. I saw the gory images on social media, and I can only begin by expressing my heartfelt condolences to the family of the disease. I cannot even begin to imagine what they are going through now. And also to the school that the youngsters, attend. I understand they have had to go on an early midterm break because of the trauma that they all feel, teachers and students alike. And I want to convey my heartfelt condolences to them as well. I was devastated when I saw the images on social media. And I have often said this, and maybe let me repeat it again. I think that people's rush to put some of these incidents on social media tend to be very insensitive. I mean, they have families, they have loved ones, and sometimes you have to put yourself in the shoes of the people who love the images that you are about to show, people who have direct relationship with the images that they are about to show. And imagine that if you were seeing a loved one for the first time in that state, I mean, how damaging it will be for your psychology. I mean, how damaging it will be for you psychologically. And when you put yourselves in the shoes of people, you will be more sensitive when it comes to sharing images like we saw on social media. I think that the rapidity with which people sometimes share the images of people in distress ought to be checked.
Do you think we need some
regulation
to control
I don't know how it will be regulated. I just don't know. People just have to be human beings. People just have to be sensitive. People just have to be
Sometimes you have to pinch human beings for them to feel that they're human beings.
Yeah, but you see, if you find people, for example, if people find themselves on the scene of an event like that, and they take videos and they share it on social media, really, what crime have they committed? I mean, I don't know yet. The lawyers may have
you
to
know, in this country,
me. But you see, it is not everything. That's why the Bible itself says that it's not everything that is expedient, or how do they put it?
Yes, not everything is expedient. Yeah.
Yes, that it's not everything that you have the right to do that you do. I mean, morally and based on your own conscience, you can have the right to do certain things, but just pinch yourself not to do it. And that is why I think that people, like I said, just have to be human beings. Can you just imagine seeing your son, your cousin, your nephew, you know, and hearing about their death for the first time in that manner? And that's why even when you want to share these things, I'm not against sharing it, because sometimes it also has its educational purposes. People are perhaps more conscious on the road when they see images like this. But I'm saying that be a little bit sensitive, be hesitant in sharing it. My approach, especially with announcements of death or sharing of condolences, when I hear the death of people, is to wait for at least 24 hours. I assume that within that period, at least those who are concerned, those who are loved ones of the said, victim, may have been properly informed to begin to accept the loss. So at that point, you will not be the bearer of bad news. You may just be sharing your condolences. So I think that people just have to be human beings. Aside of that, I think that we need to do something more than we currently do about road safety in this country. We leave too much to chance. And some of the accidents are really not accidents. Because, how on earth can we accept that year in, year out, accident rates in the country keep increasing? And some of the people who perpetrate or get themselves involved in this accident are, like in this case, minors, are people without licenses and perhaps without proper training to man a vehicle, or sometimes under the influence of drugs. Those cases, in my view, are not accidents. They are deliberate acts of negligence, of irresponsibility, and they ought to be punished. An accident is when you have no control over something. But clearly, we have controls in the system that are to ensure that minors don't operate, cars, let me put it that way. They don't drive. We have regulations. And so if people who are underage find themselves behind the steering wheel and engage in an act that leads to loss of lives, like in this case, that is reckless. That is indiscipline. And that, in my view, is not an accident. Because somebody or some people watch them pick the vehicle when they shouldn't have. And maybe others who should have stopped them on the road also looked on and allowed them to pass. I think some level of punishment should begin to be meted out to people who are caught in these things. We have a culture where, by now pastors and, people in big castles are beginning to engage families and encourage them to leave it to God. And sometimes some of these things just don't even get the needed justice that has to be served. But it doesn't help us. I understand from the records that this year alone, so far, over 14,000 road crashes have been recorded. And some of these crashes have led to needless loss of lives, like we have in this case. And I don't think it is acceptable. I think our Road Safety Commission need to do more. I know that they have financial challenges. Maybe the state ought to look at ways of resourcing them better and also monitoring their activities more aggressively so that we can get the better or we can get better from their activities. I also think our MTTU unit also have to be more aggressive on the road. I understand there's actually even a video of the young man that was recorded some time ago. I haven't seen it.
While he was driving?
Whilst he was driving.
Yeah, I've seen it.
And boasting.
Is that it?
Yes, and boasting that he doesn't need a license to drive, and that whenever he's arrested, the IGP is called and he's freed.
He said that
is, I like I said, that's what I hear being shared on social media, and I think that is an indictment on our road safety officers. It means that perhaps they have also checked their responsibilities in the past, and perhaps if the young man was disciplined in the past in the way that he should have been disciplined, we would not have had this on our hands. I once again just want to extend my heartfelt condolences to the family of those who lost their lives in that gory accident. But I expect that the police will do the right thing. I think that some lessons should be taught and learned from this experience. And parents, yes, I know that sometimes it takes the grace of God, despite no matter, not despite, I mean, it takes the grace of God, no matter how much you try to discipline your children and raise them, to still raise very good children. It takes the grace of God. I think so. But I think that we need to be more active in the lives of our children, and we need to be able to say no more to them. I mean, many parents these days think that it is cool, it is trendy to provide for children things that they are not even qualified to use, and they see nothing wrong with it. I think we need to get to we need to improve our parenting style, and we need to be able to say no to our children, sometimes without even explaining to them why you are saying no. You just don't have to explain. You just have to say no, and the children have to accept it because you are daddy or because you are mommy. And with time, when they grow, I'm sure they will begin to appreciate the lessons that you have taught them. I think that I don't want to put the blame squarely on the parents, because I know that some of these things can happen on the blind side of parents. I mean, when we're all young, there were times we stole vehicles from the house, without our parents knowing. But I mean, the discipline that came afterwards made us more careful about even using it on the road. And that is why, until further investigations will establish that the parents were involved in this, I am hesitant to hold them responsible. But I would just generally make that appeal to us all parents to be more active in the lives of our children, and to be able to say no to them when we have to, and not to think that providing them with everything is how to show that we love them. Sometimes we need to show that we love them by saying no and denying them certain opportunities, especially when they are not yet qualified to have those opportunities extended to them. And I want to end by, to some extent, congratulating the fire service for, I understand, their speedy response, even though it was too little, too late.
People are not happy with the fire service. You know why? Because I think the officer that was at the scene was doing a live streaming when he was, trying to douse the flame.
That's why in the beginning I spoke about the need for people to just be human beings. I mean, you ought to be sensitive to, the feelings of people who are related to victims in such circumstances. I mean, can you imagine being home, an uncle or a grandmother, and being on social media, and all of a sudden you see a vehicle that that belongs to your son or daughter in there? I mean, it just takes a certain level of compassion to not share that kind of news and images the way the fire service man.
I honestly think that as a country.
Okay, can I come?
Yes, I honestly think as a country we can do something with it, because Sweeney was saying that, I mean, if somebody takes a picture and shares it somehow, how are you going to even hold the person responsible for anything? Okay. But when we, as a country, you're looking at where the world is going, and you want to go along with it. And we're not today talking about digitalization. Our thinking must go along the developments that we're seeing today, such that you know that when the development is going this way, this is how human beings are going to behave. So as a leader, you should go ahead of the human beings or the people you're ruling to know that, okay, we need to devise this kind of regulation so that we control how information is shared. And why in some countries, some social media platforms are even not allowed.
Okay.
So it means there's something we can do.
Okay. Thank you very much. I think I would like to join my brother to express my condolences to the family. As he rightly said, it is hard losing a loved one, and it is even much more difficult to learn about losing a loved one on social media. So this kind of decency, almost every civilized country will need to observe some level of morality when it comes to how the dead is actually treated. Having said that, I would like to touch the legal aspect, whether there is actually gaps in the law, or it is just our attitude towards the law. It's why we think there might not be law. In this aspect, I think there is enough law to cover these things. We have laws under the common law called laws against obscenity. This kind of behavior is an obscene behavior, and I think there is existing law should be able to cover that.
I think we've limited ourselves to
say that
nudity as obscenity.
No, it's part of obscenity. They say that, or treating the dead with lack of courtesy. Yeah. All of them would be discretion of the discretion laws can be used to cover that area. Okay. But and then also social media, for example, they have actually taken self-regulations. For example, some videos you will not be allowed to view them until you expressly agreed you want to view them. Yeah. So in terms of tracing people,
even social media have taken
they've taken upon themselves several regulations. But as to even accidents in general, we have vast laws governing that. Tort law is a good example where it deals with negligence quite thoroughly. So any aspect of accident, tort law should be able to handle that. But it's also, as you rightly said, our Ghanaian attitude towards even law in general. Most of the time in accident, we take a more forgiving side or give it to God attitude. That is actually affecting us. And I believe if people were to be taking actions in court, especially if the insurance companies are asked to pay because their clients have behaved a particular way, I think people will, and then if your premium happens to go up, people would sit back and begin to take the law seriously in the way they drive. In terms of road safety in general and our care of the road, I would like to extend my gratitude towards government initiative of the trip. For example, our lack of culture of maintenance is one of the areas that is really affecting in terms of road safety. So if this policy is well implemented, these potholes and all those things that were affecting us, hopefully it will be a thing of the past if that area is actually dealt with very, very properly. In terms of the police also, I think the police would actually need to take proactive measures when it comes to accidents prevention. Most of the time you're on the road and you see someone who is obviously a child on the road. And such a person, whether he's driving recklessly or not, or negligently, the police will need to pull such a person out to even determine their age and whether they actually have a license. Likewise, people in general who drive recklessly. From my understanding, more than 40% of Ghanaians who drive on the road do not have license. And so why seem to stop the police from dealing with it? And already there is enough provisions where police now can have access to the DVLA data bank to be able to determine whether a particular vehicle is licensed or an individual. By taking your name and other things, they're able to assess whether you are licensed or not. So I don't understand why they say more than 40% of Ghanaians are not licensed as well. And when you detect that people are not licensed, there has to be a deterrent mechanism. You can't just let them go, either warning them or taking something away from them. So I think it's a societal problem. This is a problem that we all need to sit up and take law enforcement when it comes to the road sector.
Our problems are a lot.
Very, very seriously. Yeah, so this one, it's not really government that can change them. Regardless of the government, it's an individual attitude. I remember when I first came 4 years ago when I arrived, I had a British license, all right, but I didn't have a Ghanaian license. I had a car, I had to park it and take public transport. People told me, listen, this is how we can get past, generally people don't. So why are you taking this particular measure? So I think individuals need to be critical of themselves to say, is this the right thing that I'm doing? And if individuals cannot take that initiative, that is when the police has to be proactive in the way they approach law enforcement when it comes to the roadside. So simple taking something as little as £10, 10 cities, 20 cities, and let them go will not be good for us. So I think that aspect, the police need to do more so that whatever loophole is there, why people are able to drive, either they call somebody somewhere, and as the writer said, this gentleman driving, I'm not really sure he said they will call the IGP to let him out. If he's able to do that, then we really have a problem in our system.
My producers are prompting me about a particular video. Is it a video that the father was preaching?
I have not, like I said, I've
He
just
said he
seen
hasn't seen it, but
write-ups.
just speculation.
I've seen write-ups on it, but I've not watched the video itself.
Yes.
Okay, there's a video my producers are prompting me about. Let me. I think it was a father that was preaching in the church. Let's have that video. I want to hear what he said.
Hallelujah. Someone say hallelujah. Where did you park your car? You have moved it already. You are good. All right. If you follow American police, you will never drive. But they are always on your nerves. Amen. My country, when the police see me, they salute and they call me General Sir. General Sir. And I'm gone. Without driver's license, I've been driving. Without car number plate, I'll be driving. Who born you by mistake to stop me? Because if you stop me, I'll call your boss. Call your boss. Oh, 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 oh. Madam.
Right.
It is a wait. Was it a spiritual message, sarcasm, or real? What exactly was it?
I think it's more of sarcasm. He's talking about
why not more of spiritual? Maybe he was speaking in this.
No, I think he's just talking about how weak our system is. If it is in the United States.
So he was being sarcastic.
Yes,
I
you
don't
are
want to take
possibly
him out
facing
of
a prison
context.
sentence. But in Ghana, all that you need to do is call his boss and then you will let out.
So he was just exposing
how weak our system is. That's my understanding of the video.
I'm really trying to give him the benefit of the doubt.
I disagree.
You disagree?
I absolutely disagree.
Okay.
I think that is, if it is indeed a correct video, because it says you can never be sure. If it is indeed an accurate report of what he said, it is a man who is simply boasting about exploiting a weak system. A man who should know better. A man who should not encourage the weaknesses in our system is simply boasting about how he is exploiting the weakness of our system. And I think that it is condemnable. Like I said earlier, it's also an indictment on our police service. I think that we have all known it as a fact, but it should not be accepted as the norm. It should not be encouraged. I mean, Annie, I remember one of our popular songs that came with a dance that people even thought we could export. Azonto. The lyrics speak about how you don't need a license to drive. And we all dance to it. But every time in those days I listened to the song and got to that part, I got a bit uncomfortable.
So you stopped
that
dancing?
we were that
when
proud.
you get there, you pause.
No, like I just felt like, I mean, what a country. How is this nice that okay, you don't need alliances and we are dancing to it.
Alliances.
You know?
Okay, I get it. No, actually, you're not drawing my mind. I didn't know that was the lyrics there.
It's still there. It was one of the popular songs. We came with a dance. We're exporting it, and that's what we're telling the world. So what you just watched, it's, you know, an amplification of our weak systems. But in this case, you find a man that should know better, boasting about how he is exploiting it. And I think that it is not surprising that he will allow. At first, I was holding breath for him. Remember, I said that I know that it takes the grace of God to bring up, a responsible child, no matter how disciplined, a parent you are. But having listened to this, I am no longer even willing to give him the benefit of the doubt and to even think that this boy who is underage may have stolen the car. That was my initial, thought. But if he says, if you follow American police, you will never drive. Then it tells you that this is a father who wouldn't mind a 16-year-old driving in Ghana. Because the American police are not in Ghana. And he knows that the Ghana police, when they see him, they salute General.
I know you were trying to hold brief for him, but you don't want to situate it in the spiritual context when he was preaching.
What is spiritual about this? I mean, you see, that is what we do again in this country. And we allow spirituality, to corrupt our logic. I mean, things that are logical, that are straightforward, should not be explained in the spirit.
Oh.
I mean, what is spiritual about this? The people, the men of God, are still men. And it is not every time that they carry the spirit. I mean, this has nothing to do with spirituality, and it should not be explained away with religion. And I think that those are some of the ways that we encourage the problems that can be solved with logic to persist, because we rationalize it in the spiritual realm. I think this wasn't spiritual. It was just a reckless, man who should know better, boasting about exploiting a weak system.
Can I add that if Suyini's understanding is correct, then we ought to condemn what he said in the video. But I think I understood this differently. As I said earlier, I think he was just making a comparison of a strong system and a weak system.
Let's take it from the beginning, when he was addressing someone. A person says he parked his car because he didn't have license.
Okay.
And then he comes to say, if you follow American police,
you will never learn to drive.
No, you will never drive.
Okay.
You will never learn. You will never drive.
Okay.
Which means that he's trying to tell you that you cannot be following authority all the time, else you will move a car.
So that's why I said, if that interpretation is correct, he ought to be condemned. As you said, if you are a spiritual leader, you are actually in a privileged position. The Bible or the Quran will encourage you to tell your followers the right thing to do. And if you are seen to tell people, occasionally take advantage of the law and do whatever you need to do because you need to learn, that ought to be condemned. Having said that, we are talking about driving license in general and the need for people to really acquire one. You will agree with me that the current system of acquiring a license in Ghana is actually very, very difficult. As I sit here, I now have a driving license. Just to print the plastic thing will take, they say, either 3 to 6 months before you get it. So that means that there's really a problem in the system.
Yeah, but
let me explain.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yes.
I appreciate the problem you're driving into.
Yes.
However, this is a specific matter we're dealing with a child of 16 years.
Yes.
We have no argument of difficulty in acquiring
No, I'm not saying, I'm not excusing. That's why I said I'm talking about acquiring a driving license in general. The need to free up people within the driving license. It tells me that there are adults that are driving without a license.
That is a fact.
Which is not appropriate.
That's a fact.
So,
but I'm just trying to avoid us going into that area because that's like a whole different...
No, I'll just say something briefly. It's not. The point I wanted to make is that, so the proposal by the government that licenses will now be issued for the 10 years would be a better approach. Because if you, it would be. Let me explain why it would be. The other countries, like if you take Britain for example, license is issued for 10 years, of which case you are not coming for your driving skills to be tested again, because as you drive, your driving skills improves. So if they do it for 10 years, then the remaining staff can then concentrate to make sure that new people who will be acquiring licenses really have the skills. But if you ask people to go back every 2 years to be tested regularly, that is why the system is clogged up. So how do we free the system so that they will concentrate on where they need to concentrate? This is the point I'm trying to make. How we can really enhance it with the existing staff. Instead of asking everybody to go back to the system again for every 2 years. I heard him say it will even be worse. I don't think so. Because as people drive, your driving skills actually improve. You only need to go back either for your eyesight to be tested or to see whether you have existing.
And you think 10 years, and you think 10 years is
you can.
I mean, how long does it take for eyesight to deteriorate?
No, let me explain that side.
That's just one example.
Listen.
That's just one example. How long does it take for eyesight to deteriorate?
So if that's the area you were actually driving into, some drivers, when this policy was introduced, some drivers actually kicked against it because of the eye problem.
No, that was we can resolve.
Let me just give you two issues. Let me just give you two issues. You mentioned eyesight.
Yes.
You do know that within a year, one can have problems with his eyes.
Yes.
That's one.
Yes.
Two. The second one. Habits.
Yes.
Drinking and use of drugs.
Yes.
It doesn't take long for people to acquire this, and you want people to have a license, that they can use for 10 years without any check in between.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
And you think that is a solution to recklessness on our roads?
It's dangerous. What I'm saying. So, for example, in a system where they have it for 10 years, you will have it 10 years. 10 years, you have to make a voluntary contact with the system to reassess your health side, your health and your eyesight. In between, doctors have a duty to report. If you have a contact with a doctor and the doctor thinks what you have can affect your driving, either by your eyesight or you acquire diabetes or any problem that can affect you, the individual concerned is under the duty to report to the driving license authority, as well as the doctors would have a system where they report in between. That's a standard across the world. Britain, that's a standard. United States, that's a standard. Germany, that is a standard. So we are not saying in between, people can acquire certain sicknesses that can affect driving.
So is that necessary a standard for us, knowing
knowing
the kind of community
I think the fact that
we
are struggling to license people means that we are struggling with staffing level that can do it. And the best way to do it is to free up those people. As I said, generally, people driving improve with time. Is that true or false? It's a fact. People driving improve with time. So if you are driving improve with time, the concern that we have is your eyesight. And maybe a small percentage may have those problems. So if a small percentage can have those problems, you put a duty on doctors to report.
Have we done a research to establish that a small percentage?
I think it's a small percentage. I am a nurse.
No, it's not what you think.
Let me explain to you.
We need to, because this is a critical point.
You don't need study in this area.
You don't need a study.
No, you don't need thorough study in this area. I am a nurse, and I can tell you, I'm a professional nurse as well. I can tell you based on the way the human system works. Within 10 years, it is a small number of people who will develop problems with eyesight. I mean, look at the general population. How many people have eyesight that you know? So that tells me there will be a small percentage, isn't it?
Okay. All right.
So yes. So I'm not saying 10 years you just go like that. You have a duty to report yourself as well as the doctor. If they do it elsewhere, the Chinese have a proverb that if you can learn from others, it will be stupid for you to wait and learn from yourself.
I think what you did was to play it smartly by selling your policy instead of addressing.
No. I am addressing that. But if that policy affects the existing problem, we ought to mention it.
No, but I'm saying that
if that policy can help resolve the existing problem by freeing up people
the point I'm making is that we have a child underage. Not supposed to be moving a car and has moved the car and has murdered.
I think I've already said something that addressed that.
You didn't give me any solution to that problem.
I did.
What
I said that sometimes you are driving on the roadside, you see somebody who is obvious a child, and the person keep driving. So at that point, that we now have police on the roads. If you are coming from Adenta all the way to Accra here, you meet a number of police on the road. Such a policeman ought to pull the gentleman out and to ascertain the age and to ascertain whether you have a driving license in the first place. And I also said that even if an adult is driving and the adult is driving recklessly or negligently, the police ought to stop that individual to make further inquiry. And I said the system is already built in such a way that you are able to find out quickly whether people have license or not. I also added that if they get such a person, 10 cities or 20 cities should not be able to settle the matter. The person ought to get to court, and if possible, not having driving license, as the pastor writer said, in the United States, it could land you in prison. Why should you settle it with 10 cities, 20 cities in Ghana? So I mentioned that. Then I then talk about proactive measures that can resolve it. And one proactive measure is a system that lets more people who already have license so that they can renew in 10 years. Then we then focus on the new ones to make sure that you have the skills before we give you license.
Okay. We'll still stay a little longer with the police, maybe before I take my first break. Police update on 2 NPP-NDC disturbances. A Mamobi in my printout is
Mamobi.
So man captured with weapon declared wanted. And the Ghana Police Service declared wanted a man who was captured in the video footage with a weapon during the disturbance that occurred between supporters of the New Patriotic Party, NPP, NDC, and at Mamobi in Accra. The images of the suspect, who is identified by the pseudonym as Fatal Motorway, are attached. And we urge members of the public to support us with the credible information as we continue our intelligence-led operation to get him. So let's have the suspect pictures first, if we can have the suspect pictures first that the police served us with. Okay. So yesterday, I think someone sent me this picture, and I said I hadn't gotten an official confirmation or authenticated the picture, so I can't put it out. But the police this morning gave us these, and so that's the gentleman. Please take note of his face. If you know where he's hiding, the police says they are looking for him. Now let's have the videos. some steps of the unhealthy health walk that was held by both leading political parties. Sometimes I wonder if these guys, they chew pepper every morning. I mean, when any government wins this election, no matter who wins, none of you is going to be appointed as minister, MP, CEO. None of you will get those positions. Or maybe you will be researchers for the ministers. Anyway, so that's also is from the police updates, is that we're looking for the gentleman that the picture was shown. The producers will put it up there again. Let me have this 2 minutes submission from you, and then we'll take a break and come back.
Okay. Yes, I mean, violence in any form ought to be condemned. Yes, we are going to general elections. But general elections should be about a competition about ideas, not how violent you can be towards the other person. The ideas is what we use to convince other people that, for example, the manifestos that we've all outlined, we need to sell those manifestos, and citizens ought to concentrate on listening to the message. The fighting each other is not the way forward. And violence in any form, either from the NDC or the MPP, towards each other will need to be condemned. It is for this reason why I'm always uncomfortable when people say, let's go out to demonstrate. Let's go out to demonstrate. When you do that, you electrify the political atmosphere to the extent that some people might misunderstood the whole reason. Article 21 is very clear. Citizens have the right to demonstrate, but we have to do so within the clause that the Constitution provides. So those of us, well, I don't want to put myself at people who are at the top, but nevertheless, I understand the issues, and I always try to convince people based on the issues, but not that we have scores to settle. So I would urge every political party, let's change the way we campaign. Sometimes the way we campaign, if they see us to be on TV talking as if we are at war with each other, people on the grassroots might misunderstand us. This is why when I try to express myself, you express it in such a way that it does not miscommunicate, that after this, blows will be exchanged. So the political atmosphere is really, really charged. And we ought to explain to our members that it is the ideas we are trying to promote.
At this point,
yes,
this behavior
is
not promoted by how you, the communicators, behave.
Sometimes the way we talk can.
It is actually promoted by
our
failure to punish these people.
I agree with you. The police would, So I was going to come to that. Having said that, the police would need to take proactive measures. Don't even wait till it gets to this point. I mean, you can begin to gather intelligence around. I am sure what happened, there was once a report was communicated between them and maybe even the gathering. And this is why demonstration and counter demonstration also comes in. The proactive measures that I'm talking, if you realize that a gathering is likely to result in violence, they ought to prohibit such a gathering or find a way to police in such a way that there will not be a need for two sides to clash. So yes, the police action is much more needed. And if, for example, you have taken proactive measures and it's not resulting in such a behavior, then after such event, as they are rightly manhunt for the gentleman holding the gun, yes, such people will need to be taken out temporarily to make sure that there is sanity in our political atmosphere. So that at the end of the day, the political party with the best ideas will win, not the political party that can demonstrate the best way they can be violent.
Right.
That's what I would say about it in the 2 minutes.
And I was saying,
Annie, you know, when I saw the story online, I started thinking what could have happened in Tamale too. Because on the day of my campaign launch, my team and I decided, instead of a health walk, to do a motorbike float, because Tamale is known to be the city of motorbikes.
Yeah.
Apparently, the same day, a New Patriotic Party was also doing a health walk. And if you know Tamale well, the streets are few and connected. And so if we were going to do a health walk, it's most likely that we would have, come across each other. Now, how do these things happen? Based on my experience, I'm beginning to think that maybe the police need to begin to speak to their different districts more effectively. There's a little confusion in the minds of many policymakers, especially those remote from Tamale, when it comes to our local governance system. The Tamale North constituency is in the Sanargo district. I'm just taking advantage of this to do that education. So in Tamale, the greater Tamale, we have two assemblies.
Okay.
Or two districts, let me put it that way. So you have the Tamale Metropolitan Assembly, and then you have the Sanargo Municipal Assembly. So the Tamale Central and Tamale South constituencies are within the Tamale Metropolitan Assembly, and the Tamale North and Sanargo constituencies are within the Sanargo municipality. So I even remember that the Tamale Metro Police Commander had to ask someone to draw my attention that we had not informed him of my campaign launch, and so they were unable to provide security. And we had to remind him that we fall under Sanargo Municipal, and so we informed the Sanargo Municipal Commander because it has a police unit there. So it is very likely that whilst Tamale North was applying for a health walk to the Sanargo Municipal Assembly, maybe Tamale Central MPP was also applying to the Tamale Metro.
Yeah.
And they would have both granted it without knowing, the tax. That's why I'm saying there's a need perhaps for their various districts to be speaking to each other more. So fortunately, we didn't have that. Even though they had their event, we also had our motor ride successfully.
When I saw the report, I was thinking, how did the two parties clash?
Yeah. How did they get permits on the same day, on the same
time,
route?
same route?
So that's my first thought on this matter. But you were spot on when you said that these things happen repeatedly, not merely because we sit on television panels and radio panels and have heated
literally
arguments.
Disagree.
I don't think it has so much to do with that. It's just the inability of the system, the inability of the government of the day in most cases to deal drastically with people who engage in these acts, even when they are identified, even when they are known. I mean, you recall the hooliganism of young men in the Ashanti region somewhere 2017, 2018, when they even had the audacity to storm a courtroom, manhandled a lady judge, and stormed the regional security council and dragged the security coordinator out. And what became of their faith later? You recall. Now you also recall the Ayawaso wagon incident, where a commission of inquiry was set up to waste our money. To waste our money because nothing was implemented from the commission of inquiry. When people were asked to be held responsible for their indiscipline and irresponsible acts, nothing happened to them. What did we have? Annie, because we did not do anything about Ayawaso wagon. In the general election, for the first time since 1992, 8 people were shot dead because we did nothing about Yaosuwako. And sadly, and every time I talk about this, I mean, I have to remember that His Excellency the President, in his acceptance speech, referred to those lives that were lost for the first time in an election in this country as few lives. Until date, has not even extended condolences to the families of the deceased, have not opened any investigations into it, as if to say that he actually didn't mind stepping on dead bodies to form his government, because that's actually what he has done, and he has done nothing about those lost lives. The last time the chairman of the police council and now flag bearer of the New Patriotic Party was asked about this, and you heard the shameful response that he gave. A response that simply showed that he was not responsible as police council enough to follow through for justice to be done for the 8 families, or he simply couldn't be bothered about those lost lives because he acted clueless about investigations this far into those incidents. And if that is our attitude as a people to such behavior, we are, like His Excellency John Dramani Mahama has said, inching close to a point where citizens will have to begin to take the laws into their own hands in such matters to defend themselves.
He made a statement that I was very uncomfortable. I don't even want to repeat. The phrase.
Which is what?
2 minutes.
Yes. Which is what?
What John Dramani Mahama said.
Which is
that
what?
We're inching to a point where we're going to have something. I don't want to.
A bloodbath. Let us not be afraid to warn ourselves.
No,
listen, Annie. Today, this morning,
over 2 minutes.
That is what
sending
we do.
very gruesome pictures on
so
our
you see, the fact that you are afraid to paint that picture
means it's bad.
Does not mean it will not happen.
It cannot happen, and it shouldn't happen.
You see, that is a mistake we make in this country, and sometimes in our public conversations. You need to let people know the danger that is ahead to avoid it.
Okay.
You don't pretend that that danger will not happen, and that danger cannot happen, only for it to face you. Whoever thought since '92 that policemen and army officers could open guns on civilians during an election process? Whoever thought that could happen? Haven't we seen it? Haven't we lost lives as a result? And so if next time a civilian is going to the polling station and carries his license weapon,
so has spent more than 10 minutes.
And carries his license weapon, are you going to blame that civilian? Because the police officers and the military officers who are stationed at the polling station to protect them in the last election became murderers. Became their murderers. And so if you do not paint the picture that if such acts are not condemned and punished, people next time may come to the polling station with their own licensed weapons.
In fact,
and if they do so, and the police and the army are not checked, and they open fire, what do you think is going to happen? Exchange of fire.
I spoke with a...
So let us not think that some of these things are impossible.
I spoke with a security analyst yesterday on the news who said the police picked up some suspects, and after some hours they were released. A report from the community.
Meanwhile, Oliver is still in jail for taking a key from a vehicle.
And reports from the community where the people are
denied bail.
They were jubilating with white powder.
Yes.
So he said he was going to follow through with the updates because someone called him from the community and gave him the information. So he was going to follow through. So when I saw the release this morning from the police, I was wondering, okay, so who are
who
the
gave,
guys
who granted the
who
bail?
were arrested
Yeah, so
and then
for
bailed
all
and
you
then
know,
released.
they granted the
Exactly
bail
what
due
happened.
to pressure. They are now saying
Yes.
the person
So,
is
well, we'll follow through with the
declared
police.
wanted.
We need to
But
find
you see,
out
I'm
exactly
saying
if
that
they
if
picked up
we
some
do
people.
not, if we do not, I just gave you the example of Ayawaso.
Yes.
Ayawaso happened before the 2020 elections. Nothing happened to those who were engaged in it, and as a result, our election was more bloodier than ever since 1992. Let us not make that mistake again of not punishing these people. Otherwise, our 2024 elections may just be more bloodier than the 2020 elections.
We hope it doesn't.
Okay.
Hope alone is not enough. Action is important.
Lawyer.
Yes, I think, well, your ruling was that we should stick to that issue.
That's why
but I think he has veered off.
add.
Yes, he has veered off to other matters in the past, which obviously you want us to stick to the current issue facing us. I agree with him that we need to take proactive measures to detect these things before they happen. The way I disagree with him is the way he actually left it and took a partisan approach. Really? By referring, yes, let me look at it. You have an opportunity to speak.
So typical. What is a partisan
I spoke
approach?
earlier 2 minutes, saying he probably spoke more than 10 minutes. I was counting. Good. So I would probably approach it taking proactive measures. And one of the proactive measures that both of you seem to reject is the way we communicate and the way we even act outside. When the Electoral Commission issue came on studios, I heard NDCs submitting that unless you do this, there will be violence on the election day. And to the extent that the flag bearer of the NDC had even gone to see the American ambassador. And I understood the British High Commissioner.
You don't agree?
To talk about the day. Look, once you speak that way, you are giving people in the grassroots a green light.
If you go to
it's like whistling dogs.
Let me ask you, if you go to the polls,
yes,
and you realize that your name has been transferred, where
yes,
do you vote? Which constituency do you vote? Okay, if you vote,
I'm from the Wale Wale constituency.
Okay, so if you vote in Wale Wale
yes,
constituency and you realize that your
yes,
vote has been transferred without your knowledge,
yes,
to Ayawaso West Wogon,
yes,
how will you feel?
Well, I will feel unhappy because I have been disenfranchised.
So how?
But nevertheless,
and I know that you're not an extremist. But
no,
if you have some persons who are so extreme, very passionate about their parties, and this happens to them, especially foot soldiers, as we call them,
obviously
you'll be
frustrated.
What do you think will happen?
But you'll be frustrated.
So do you think it's wrong for him to say that it is recipe for disaster?
No. They were more or less actively encouraging it that this would definitely happen. This would, yes, but as we said, sorry.
That's true.
As we said,
that's not true. Warning of violence is not the same as promoting.
No. People say we'll do this.
Warning of violence is not the same.
I've listened
warning
to one
that
of
there
your
can be violence. It's not the same thing as promoting violence.
You see that you are leaving out the basis.
Let me explain
you're
to you.
leaving out
He
the
said
basis
that
for the
never
warning.
been said. I've listened to one of your communicators called Chris on GH1. In fact, there is a video, you can search for it, whereby he's saying that he himself will take a gun. He said it. I am surprised that every civilized country, the police will have picked him up by now. Because he is more or less using fighting words. That is where free speech ends. The moment you begin to use fighting words, in every country, free speech ends there.
Did you hear the story about Kaka?
The Jura event?
Do you know what happened to him?
Well, I mean, it's well known in the media.
He was also practicing free speech.
Yes.
We don't know what happened. Someone killed him. He was murdered. So now we don't know who. Nothing has been done.
That is why my approach to this kind of things is always proactive measures. As you rightly said, the police ought to check to see whether one party have already been given permission, and therefore the other shouldn't be given permission for them to have opportunity to clash. That would be the way forward. But if you take a trip down the memory lane, that is, and then you are approaching in a partisan way, we're not going to solve the problem. The problem will be henceforth, what can the police do to resolve this thing before they even happen? And if they do happen, they should have operational independence.
Let's not pretend about these things. Look, my brother, if tomorrow somebody comes to your house and then beats up your brother so badly, and you go to the police, and then the police come and invite the person, and then you go to find out what the police is doing, only to find them dining with the person, and the person comes back to the neighborhood, and nothing happens to him, and you are patient enough to let that go. The next day, if he comes for your mother, and you report to the police, and the same thing happens, do you think you will have the patience to report that same person again when he comes for your father? Let's be sincere about these things. So if somebody is warning about violence because certain things are happening, it is not the same thing as promoting violence.
No, some of them went beyond warning.
It is telling you that if you do not check A, B, C, D, you will eventually, inevitably have violence on your hands. And we have to face it. Every human being will act rationally.
We'll take a break.
We'll act rationally.
Do you know someone who's making a difference in your community? Someone whose selfless actions and dedication to helping others deserves recognition? Then it's time to celebrate these incredible individuals on MTN Heroes of Change.
It's time to nominate those selfless individuals to win 100,000 Ghana cedis and other cash prizes and be crowned MTN Hero of Change. You can also nominate a blogger or someone in the digital space and any of the media houses to win our new category of Digital Hero and Media Hero of Change. Just fill an online nomination form at mtn.com.gh or send a WhatsApp with a 1-minute video of your nominee's project on 055-141-1122. Deadline for nominations is 18th October 2024, so don't waste time. Nominate your hero now.
MTN Heroes of Change. Be the change you wish to see.
Look around. Home also need a makeover. Mine clearly does. So we went to Ashroom and found the Como collection. It had everything we're looking for and more. Merchant furniture for the entire home, designed with you in mind.
Where's Como collection? Dressing up is just the breeze. Always ready with a perfect accessory.
A magic dressing mirror. One look and you're ready to face the world. Or at least the kids.
A bed perfect for young men who want
a table that turns into a treasure chest.
And finally, a sofa with this grand TV unit for family time at home.
Head over to any Ashphone store now and discover the new Como collection. Ashphone, feel it, know it.
Choose the perfect prize for you every week and stand to win your choice of exciting prizes. All to get more of what matters to you. Exclusive to Betway. Betway, get way more. Terms and conditions apply. Regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. No under 18.
Over 5 million children have benefited from free SHS. Protect free SHS. Vote Dr. Baumia #1 on the ballot.
Experience the enhanced protection of Star Motor Third Party Extra from Star Assurance, an enhanced motor third party insurance policy that provides cover for loss or damage to your vehicle's windscreens, side mirrors, back glass, and other glass components. Whether it's a crack or major damage, you can drive with the assurance that your vehicle is well protected. Our commitment to you includes affordable coverage options and a claims process that is both fast and straightforward, so you spend less time dealing with paperwork and more time on the road. Also, we have proudly partnered with Hope for Little Lives, an organization dedicated to supporting children in need. By choosing Star Motor Third Party Extra, you're protecting your vehicle and making a positive impact. Every policy you buy helps bring joy and support to children in underserved communities. Reach out to us now on our toll-free numbers 0800-177-177 or 0302-245-906 to sign up. Let us help you drive with peace of mind and purpose. Star Motor Third Party Extra. Drive with confidence, give back with heart.
Star Assurance, your solid partner.
Choose the perfect prize every week and stand to win your choice of exciting prizes. All to get more of what matters to you. Exclusive to Betway. Betway, get way more. Terms and conditions apply. Regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. No under 18.
Ghana's biggest housing event, the Mikasa Home and Property Fair, is here. Whether you're looking to buy an elegant house, a cozy apartment, a home in a luxurious estate, or genuine land, come and meet over 50 top developers, home loan specialists, home improvement specialists, and get personalized expert advice on your home ownership journey. Also, join in informative and stimulating seminars with industry experts and get the chance to network all for free. And oh, there will be so much play and fun for the children at our Children's Arena. Date, 2nd and 3rd November 2024. Venue, Movenpick Ambassador Hotel. Time, 9 a.m. till 7 p.m. each day. Attendance is absolutely free. Headline sponsor, Gold Key Properties. Platinum sponsor, Clifton Homes. Media partner, City FM and Channel 1 TV. To exhibit at the fair, contact us on 050-168-0737 or info@mikasa.com. Mikasa.com, Ghana's #1 property website.
Cratchy, unemu bua unkoisha Dr. Ba uye denwa.
Yeah, oh, Mr. Yamfan call me buru. Man, go buru. Don't ya tell me ko bra. Mumi yamfan call Dr. Ba ho. Dr. Ba no ya de. Bra, se panu no mpemu adwuma sasabro slow Dr. Ba oye. Hey,
let me call America. Oh, no mpemu nimdi ono na ye expect nya zanfo no. O akra any Kumasi no mpemu expect yen kan kire.
Hello, my name is Roland Walker. I'm here at Coastal Park. It's one of the many courts belonging to estate masters, and they are into service plots, property management, and luxury homes. And just in case you want to make that decision to invest into a landed property, estate masters is the right choice to make. If it is from an indenture, a site plan, you want it also barcoded, all is available. You might have heard about Chopoli. It's where we have the next cottage of estate masters. It is not only one of the thriving, but the most inviting landed property site for you also to invest in. We encourage you, do invest in the next cottage at Chopoli. It is just close to the yet to be demarcated airport. That also will be a valuable property for you to invest in.
In a fast-growing urban environment like Accra, safety is as important as the air that we breathe. Hear the real stories from those who now feel safe like never before with Response One.
Hello Ghana, I'm Tommy Ananforson. Our homes are our sanctuary. But safety is not all about locks, fences, and cameras. This is where Response One comes in. Their advanced monitored alarm system just doesn't record crime, it prevents it. In moments of danger, Response One's 24/7 monitoring ensures immediate help. With their theft protection guarantee, this is true peace of mind. I trust Response One to keep my family safe. You should too. Visit responseoneghana.com or call 0302 Secure 1.
Response One, stay connected, stay protected.
Phoenix Club,
uplifting women.
Phoenix Club,
uplifting
women. Phoenix Club,
uplifting women.
Thank you very much for having me here today. The nation builder John Mahama and Professor Nana Jane are bringing you the Women's Development Bank. It is a very special bank run by only women, to serve only women. The aim is to empower millions of women across the country.
The bank will have branches all over the nation to provide you with loans with very low interest and on very flexible terms.
Madam, I run a small makeup and nail bar. Do I qualify for a loan?
No need to bother, my sister. I mean hairdressers, market women, women-owned online businesses, female graduates, women in the corporate world, traders, agri, women in all fields qualify for loans. With John Mahama and Professor Nana Jane at the helm, the Ghanaian woman will surely rise.
Vote for change. Vote for John Mahama and the NDC.
I'm still in the studio with Ishaq Ibrahim, who Esquire, and also a member of the NPP communications team, Electoral as well, and Honourable Member of Parliament for Tamale North Constituency and ranking member for the Lands and Natural Resources Committee. Let me remind you that Betway is guaranteeing you more chances to play. Betway says you pick your prices and choose your preference promotion to market the perfect sports bet every week, from payout boots to cashback. So plus you also stand a chance of choosing your own price from vouchers, electronics, and also a grand prize of winning airline tickets. Visit the betway.com.gh and find out more. Terms and conditions applied. Is regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Betway, play responsibly. Lift and Elevators also is reminding you that if you want to continue enjoying the mansions of your labor and climbing your stairs, if you're having difficulty, they're still on the market with the best American pneumatic vacuum elevators, and are available to install it for you. Just in a matter of 3 days, you have it installed, and also it can make it custom made for you if you want it by installing some wheelchairs fitted in them. Now, Lifts and Elevators is also located at Sakumon, or call them on 0200-535-515 or send them an email at elevators@gmail.com for consultations and best solutions. Now, some messages. I have a few minutes to go, but let me just capture this one. Mansa Musa from UK says that, Annie, there's only one way to check if Reverend Amwako was bluffing or being sarcastic. What we need to do is to check if he has license. Yeah, and then 50% of accidents, we can blame it on the police. Maybe you have to do it as soon as possible before he goes to secure license.
You have to find out whether he drives at all.
But Moses Kandiru says that I will carry my weapon in my car to the polling station.
I think those messages should not be read.
Well, I've read it. Unfortunately, I've read it.
That's not unfortunate.
Well, because I don't know how other viewers will take it. But
I mean, you have to find out first if it is licensed or not. Is it? You just have to license it.
Yes. Okay. He has license, I'm sure. Yeah. Okay, so this one's good morning, Annie. Please tell the lawyer that problems of DVLA delays shall be solved very soon with the 24-hour economy by JDM 2025 January. If even renew your license every 2 years is an issue, is it 10 years that we can even remember to renew? Also tell him that the advanced world, even those with challenges like eyesight, are required to always be in the required glasses or contact lenses, and it's indicated on the license. It's an offense if you don't wear them. Tell him that also an automatic car license driver can't drive a manual car but the vice versa. So the systems aren't the same. All the above examples, the UK standards, can he confirm or deny?
Well.
Good morning, Annie. The unfortunate clash in Mamobi should be condemned in all certain terms, but be treated with all contempt that it deserves. We are here because perpetrators of the various excesses have been left to go free, and this has further emboldened others to tow the same violent trajectory. David Edu from Tamale West Constituency, tell Honorable Sohini that inshallah, the song he played in 2008 after our winning the general election, they will be played again come this election. A new day has come. Celine Dion. Ismail Ahore Ali Center. What is Suyin saying? In this year 2000, Kwame A. Patos was stabbed. 64 battalion were all around with AK-47 guns. Not to glorify what happened, but the NDC's time, it did happen. This act must be condemned. Okay, I don't know the person you're talking about, but Tredo says, good morning, Annie. The Electoral Commission is just doing everything possible to rig the elections for the NPP, but should be very careful with their attitude towards the Ghanaians. Why check our name online? How can my auntie in Sokpe, Bolomo Femi, in the South Tong constituency, check her name online? We will all have ourselves to be blamed if we continue to be silent on this issue. Tredo sent that in. Okay, so yesterday I also had an interview on that, and the question was on what register did the Electoral Commission release the ballot statistics? Because for now, we can all agree that we don't have a register yet because it has not been released. Corrections, we don't know if the AC has done it. It said it will release the register online. So that's what it released a statement on online exhibition of provisional voters register commenced Tuesday 15th of October to October 2024. Meanwhile, the EC also indicated that you cannot, make your changes online. You can only check if your name is there. The Electoral Commission wishes to announce and inform the general public that registered voters and all stakeholders that re-exhibition of the provisional register PVR will commence Tuesday, October 15 and end Saturday, 19th October 2024. The public may recall that during the special IPAC meeting held on 1st October, the Commission assured the public that the revised PVR will be exhibited online for registered voters to check their details and report any discrepancies to the Commission for correction. From Tuesday, 15 October, voters will check their details via the short code *711*51# *711*51#. Free charge. Voters can also check their details of the website, and it's ec.gov.gh. Voters should click on the pop-up link, and also bottom right corner of the screen to enter the 10-digit voter ID number to receive the voter details. 19th October voters will still be able to check their details online, but cannot request for correction of details. That's what I wanted to. It's signed by Samuel Tete, Deputy Chairman. So that's the notice from the Electoral Commission, but also people have, issues with the Electoral Commission why you release statistics of ballots and say that, well, and yes, still we don't have the register, but you are able to release ballots. On what data did you, on the back of what data did you release the ballot statistics? Okay. Now, minority says there will be majority soon in Parliament. And that was said by former minority leader Harry Naiduso at the launch of Suhini Al-Hassan Suhini's campaign in Tamale. And in Tamale, not to be precise. Yes. And that also has been booted out by the majority side. But the Parliament is resuming today, right? Yeah. Okay, you're resuming today. So we'll see if you're going to explore. Are you going to do that? Are you going to explore that option on the table? And that's because you say at least 3 members of the MPP have indicated that they are going independent.
Annie, I think that once again, it is worth repeating that cautioning against violence is not the same as promoting or seeking to promote violence. We need to know the difference and respect the implications of, the two. When you are advised, we are told in our local dialect, and you take the advice, you shame the giver of the advice. But when you are advised and you refuse the advice, you have yourself to blame when, the effects of the advice begin to consume you. And I think that where we have gotten to in this year's elections, the Electoral Commission need to do more to engender confidence in its works. So far, I'm not the one saying it. Many, level-headed Ghanaians, opinion leaders, and even research bodies have indicated that confidence in the Electoral Commission is at an all-time low. This is general knowledge, and it must be in the interest of the Electoral Commission and in the interest of a peaceful general elections to begin to cleanse its image, to begin to engage in acts and make pronouncements that will not further, create the already existing perception that they do not mean well as far as this year's general elections is concerned. We only have about 53 days left. We have only about 53 days left. And so it is important that for us to have peace in this year's elections, and because many have agreed that the image of the Electoral Commission is at an all-time low, it is important that the Electoral Commission begins to do better than it has currently been doing. I mean, at my campaign launch, Honorable Haruna Idrisu said a couple of things. One had to do with even an advert that the Electoral Commission is currently running on a supposed voter education, which highlights a particular place to vote and explaining how people choose certain positions and numbers. What business have they got in doing that? Doesn't the NPP have a budget to do their own adverts to show their position number one?
Oh, I think I've heard that advert.
Yes.
But I didn't really pay attention
Why?
to the details.
What business do they have telling people about number one on the ballot? What business does the Electoral Commission have? And how that was chosen? Why?
How did they say it?
I don't even want to go into it. I'm just saying that it's one of the issues he raised at my campaign launch and called on the Electoral Commission to stop that advert immediately. And I think that we should all begin.
It was like an attempt of promoting some political parties' position on the ballot.
Exactly. That's what we believe the intention is. And so they must stop that advert. We know that this year's election is about breaking the eight. And the eighth position is with the umbrella where His Excellency John Dramani Mahama sits comfortably. And it's in the middle. Look for the umbrella in the middle. And that is all what this election is about. And the NDC is spending what it has to promote their position on the ballot. And the Electoral Commission should not be aiding any political party. Apart from that, I mean, the admission to the errors that the NDC detected and the unwillingness of the Electoral Commission to accept an independent audit still leaves a sour taste in the mouths of many Ghanaians. And this, attempt to print ballots when you do not have a finished register is in itself raising more concerns about the intentions of the Electoral Commission in this year's general elections. And then you go ahead to exhibit the register online. Come on. In Ghana, how many of our voters who live in the rural areas and without especially, education will be able to access these registers and verify their names? Yes, it is good to introduce these short codes and the online applications for people to verify their details on the voters register. But it is not enough, given the nature of our population and their level of education and access to these IT facilities. It is not enough. In fact, it should not be the lead. It should be supporting other measures. But we have 53 days left. And you have an electoral commission that still does not have a final register. And yet, they seem to be already considering printing of ballots. Based on what? How many ballots are you going to print? How many are going to each constituency? I mean, so I think that the Electoral Commission has to do more than it has been doing to cleanse its image and to build confidence in it if we want to have an incident-free general elections. And let nobody blame anyone if we gloss over these deliberate acts to, in our view, rig the elections and have disagreements on our hands. And I'm using disagreements because I don't want to use a harsher word. Let nobody blame anyone if we gloss over these things and have disagreements after the general elections. We are confident in our preparations.
These warnings are intensifying.
We are confident in our preparations as a party, but we will continue to keep an eye on the conduct of the Electoral Commission and also keep an eye on our preparations. But on the issue of Parliament, I'll wrap up with that. I can see that you want to wrap up. I mean, for me, I have listened to the arguments from different angles, but I don't think that it is anybody's personal position. It is the position of the law. It is not a personal position. It is the position of the law. We have to begin the conversation from that point. The position of Article 97, subclause G, is that anybody who comes into Parliament on a political party ticket or as an independent candidate, when he or she decides to join any other organization or party, loses the right to be a member of Parliament. That is the position of the law. And clearly, 3 or 4 members of Parliament, 1 on the NDC side and 3 on the NPP side, have done that as we speak. So it is not Honorable Haruna's position against another person's position. It is the constitutional position. Now, do you want the law to be implemented or not? That's where the argument is. Do you want, but in my view, now this is my personal view, for a party in opposition that is demanding that the government and the system does everything according to law, we cannot be picking and choosing. That's my personal position.
Okay.
For a party in opposition that requires that justice be done in Mamobi, that insists that we are still unhappy that justice was not done at Ayawaso Wagon.
My response.
Because the law was not followed. We should be careful when we begin to pick and choose about the laws that we need to be implemented. That's my personal view.
Okay.
But I think that the position is the position of the law. The arguments can go on, and I'm sure it will go on today on the floor. It is up to us to take a position as a party, whether we want the law as it is stated in black and white to be implemented or not. But my personal view, once again, is that we should be careful going into this election when we know that the government wants to pick and choose which laws to use, especially when it favors them. We should also be careful in choosing which laws to insist be implemented based on what favors us. That's my caution.
Lawyer.
Yes.
Which laws?
Thank you very much. I think I'll touch on the Electoral Commission thing, then I'll travel down that lane. Okay. We all want free and fair election. And I'm 100% sure the flag bearer of the MPP wants a free and fair election. Because, inshallah, come 7th December, he's going to be declared president. And we don't want any room or any opportunity for someone to even complain, not to talk of demonstrate. It is for this reason I will urge the Electoral Commission. You are dealing with a nagging partner, and it is very, very difficult when dealing with a nagging partner not to react somehow. But I will urge you to adopt the English policy. If it is not broken, don't fix it. Attitude towards the NDC. If it is not broken, don't fix it. Stick to what you have always done with them. No innovation that would really make them find excuse. Because, as I said, you are dealing with a nagging partner. What was telecast? At least I wasn't in the IPAC meeting, but what I saw what was telecast. The NDC have a habit of making a mountain out of a mole. It is for this reason I will urge the EC to use your best available method that you have always used, so that at the end of the day, they don't have a room to complain. Now, when it comes to the removal of the 4 MPs as member of parliament, I've not seen my party position on this. I would try to engage in pure legal analysis according to the way I understand the law, to the best of my ability. And also, some experts, my own very good friend, a colleague lecturer at the UPSA, Justice Abdullah, have also put his mind into it. Professor Azar have dealt with this particular issue, and I will try to add my voice in this aspect. Now, the NDC, from what I've read in the Suyini constituency, when Honorable Haruna Idrisu, I agree he's a lawyer, but he's not a practicing lawyer. He is not teaching the law. So sometimes there might be gaps in his knowledge because, no, he's a lawyer, but he's not practicing. How is that unfair? It's a fact. Is he practicing?
No. No. Hold on.
He's not practicing law.
Take your time.
He is,
I'm not saying
he's not teaching the law.
I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not referring to the practice or whatever. But if you say that because he's not practicing, there's a gap in what?
No. If you are not practicing law, is like that. If you don't practice and you don't teach it, there's likely to be huge gap in your knowledge of the law.
You get rusted.
Well, after some time, every profession is like that. It's not just Haruna Idrisu. Any other person. If you're a member of a profession, you do not practice.
So at this point, he's lacking the understanding
that
of what he said. Is that what you're saying?
You are adding this your bit. I didn't add that.
So explain your bit.
Okay,
So let's hear his explanation.
Okay.
You may just be shocked at
how she will not be shocked.
Logic is.
She will not be shocked.
He has been teaching.
Article 97. I think they are relying on Article 97 clause 1, subclause G. Let me read it and then let's go to it. Subclause G. If, a member of parliament shall vacate his seat in parliament, if he leaves the party of which he was a member at the time of his election to parliament to join another party or seeks to remain in parliament as an independent member. So I think 3 of these MPs is directly affecting them in a sense that they are seeking, they are more or less 2 of them is leaving from the, it has filed for an independent position. And I think the NDC member of parliament is more or less seeking to become an MPP member of parliament in the next election. Am I right?
No, independent.
Independent. Okay, good. And then the former first deputy speaker, who was an independent, is now coming in, is now filing to become an MPP member of parliament in the next parliament. So all of them are in the next parliament. Having said that, the question that we would then ask ourselves is, have they vacated their parties as we stand now? Have they left those parties?
What will you tell me as a lawyer?
Okay, I would explain to you. If you listen to and then who has the right to pronounce? I think that's the second question. Is it the Speaker of Parliament or the court who has now a right to?
In the case of the Fomena, how are the pronouncements done?
Well, that's why I'm asking. I'll come to those questions. Please give me time, just as you afford him the ability of time without interruption for him to explain. So I think a question of this nature, the first thing we need to find out is, when do they cease to be member of parliament? For me, what would have been much clearer would be if they resign themselves or their party expels them. If they resign or their party expels them. What they have done now to determine whether they cease to be members of their parties is mere declaration of their intentions. It's mere declaration of their intentions. And they said there is precedence already.
Right.
Because the first deputy speaker, he had in the previous parliament left 2 months to election, and NPP asked the Speaker of Parliament to expel them. That side, I don't think that precedent is good enough, because he would have been expelled by his party. That was why his party reported him. Do you understand that? So that side is clearer. So now, since they have not expelled them, and they have not resigned, the only thing we can do now is to go to the fact that they have filed to be an independent in the next one, in the next parliament, and not now. Now, 2 experts have come up with disagreement. I think Professor Azar says, if we use a purposive approach, of which I believe a court will use, a purposive approach would be, what was the essence of this particular provision in our constitution? And then you have to travel down to our previous government, especially during Nkrumah government. We saw the history where political parties, especially Nkrumah party itself, tried to poach members of the opposition to weaken them further. So we wanted a strong government so that people, some parliamentarians are not opportunistic, try to cross carpet in mid-parliament. So with that purposive approach, this particular thing would fail. The attempt to remove them in court would fail, because the reason why the clause was there has not been met. Because their intention is not even this parliament. Their intention is what? Future parliament. So with purposive approach, even a court, you can't get them out. The next one would be, who has the right? Is it the speaker or who? And again, they said there's a what? Again, they said there is a precedence whereby the MPP wrote to the Speaker of Parliament asking him to expel, of which the Speaker of Parliament did act it. With all apologies, and I respect our former Speaker of Parliament, Professor McQuay, but I believe that decision, that act of the Speaker of Parliament was wrong, legally. I respect him as a lawyer. He has taught for for many years. I respect him. But that act at that time was a wrong act.
Why?
And we shouldn't repeat it.
Why?
Good. It's a right question you ask. Look at Article 99, Clause 1E. Mr. Soyine, do you want Article 99, Clause 1, Subclause A? It says that
the High Court shall have jurisdiction.
Yes, the High Court shall have jurisdiction to hear and determine any question whether A person has been validly elected as a member of Parliament, or the seat of a member of Parliament has become vacant. It is not a Speaker of it's not a Speaker of Parliament decision.
A person has been validly
elected or
as member of Parliament,
or
a seat of member has become vacant.
Vacant, exactly. So to determine.
Now why are you dwelling solely on vacancy?
No, the first one is to determine
already
whether you have been elected.
Yes.
The second one will be determine whether you are, as a member of Parliament, your seat has become what? Vacant. You've left as a member of Parliament.
By referring to Article 97, Clause 1G.
Yes.
Does that not amount to declaring your seat vacant if you cross carpet?
No. What I'm saying, I was dealing with the question. Can you help? I was dealing with the question as who has the right to decide. Yes. Is it the Speaker of Parliament or the court? So what I'm saying is that the act that Professor McQuay did by expelling that member of Parliament, the Forbidden MP, I said legally it was wrong.
Yes, but the 97
Yes.
is not so cumbersome. It's actually quite clear.
Yes.
It says a member of parliament shall vacate his seat in
Yes.
parliament.
Yes.
G.
Yes.
1G.
Yes.
If he leaves the party.
I understand that.
If he leaves the party.
No, you have to tie it to that provision, Article 99.
It's fine. So
when can we say who decide whether you should vacate? Who decide?
No, but it starts from the G first, even before you tie it into the 99.
Listen.
It said if he leaves the party.
Is this
I
your
mean-
party constitution?
I will come back.
Let me help you.
Why
Let me
are you
help
looking
you.
for the
No,
constitution?
I just want to. I just see
no, it's
there's
my
a
time.
certain automaticity.
Let me tell you, Professor
Listen,
Zah.
listen,
No,
there's a
listen,
certain.
Professor Zah analysis is it. Look, the fact that a decision was wrong doesn't mean it's become a good precedent. For me, it's a high
No,
note.
but if the constitution says
Yes.
if he
Let me
decides
me,
to
I'm not a
leave the
lawyer.
party,
You
of
say you are a
which-
lawyer.
Just
And
go for election.
you are even talking about
Yes.
how sharp your brain is over
Yes.
the member of parliament.
not practicing.
Yeah, the member of parliament who is a lawyer.
I believe
Like
this one,
Honorable Haruna
the High
Idrisu, and
Court-
who is
the High Court.
Ishaq,
Yes.
see, Honorable Haruna Idrisu
Yes.
doesn't need to practice law to know law. In fact,
Okay.
he's one of the best constitutional lawyers
Lawyers.
that we have in this country.
Listen, the
he has
bench
been in
is
parliament.
getting wrong sometimes.
He has been in parliament. He has been in parliament for about 20 years
Yes.
now, and has been working with the constitution
Okay.
on a daily
I
basis.
thought it's my
So I beg you, let me analyze what your
I thought
sharp.
it's my turn.
Let me analyze what your sharp,
Listen.
your
One
sharp
minute.
interpretation.
It's my
Yes.
turn.
You
I'm not lying.
you see,
Let me
you
allow
see.
you because
I have
it's-
no
You see,
mind.
he says that.
Parliament, you are not in
He
parliament.
says that.
Let me-
He
let
says
me-
that.
let me-
He
just
says
one
that.
minute.
No, he's in parliament doesn't mean he knows the law.
Just
You
one
see,
minute.
you see,
1 minute.
you
okay.
see, Isaac,
Yes.
there's a certain automaticity
Okay.
when it comes to how you forfeit
Yes.
Your seat.
your seat.
Yes.
It doesn't even have to be declared
Okay.
by
Or
somebody.
determined
This
by
Or
anybody.
determined by somebody.
This-
The constitution is very clear
Clear.
on how you
99.
you see, and I'm coming. If you can pay
Okay.
attention to me, like
Okay.
I was listening to you.
No, you are taking over. I am speaking.
I'll come back to you.
90, the 97G
Yes.
is clear. It says if he leaves the party of which he was a member at
Yes.
the time of his election to
Yes.
parliament to join another party or seeks to remain in parliament as
I
an
have
independent
dealt
member.
with that issue.
Now,
It's really
now
explicit.
my question to you is,
Yes.
what is the status of these three members in your party? What is their status?
Yeah.
Which this
The three members who are filed.
So
to
I have
join.
already analyzed
Let
that,
me
and I
give you their
tell you
status.
that.
Let me give
I
you
have
their
told you
status.
that.
Ishaq, let me
Yes.
give. It is a constitutional matter.
Okay.
Let me give you their status.
Okay.
According to your constitution,
Yes.
Section 9.
Yes.
Section 9 of your
Yes.
party's constitution.
Yes.
Section 9(1).
Yes.
Forfeiture of membership. And it is clear. It says a member of the party who stands as an independent candidate against the officially elected member of the party, or who joins or declares his or her support for another political party or for an independent candidate when the party has a sponsored candidate in a general or by-election, automatically forfeits his or her membership of the party.
Okay.
So as we speak, Ishaq, the status of these three members, according to your party constitution, is that they are no longer members of your party.
Let me
and that is where 97G kicks in.
He forgets that. So what Suyini have done is he has probably read the black letter law. I am not going to blame him. He's not a lawyer.
Which one is the black
Constitution. Look, constitutional law. Especially where we borrow the constitutional law from. It is not only what is written. You have to take what we call constitutional conventions. Constitutional conventions are not usually written, but you can infer them.
The spirit of the
So, yeah, the constitutional convention of the NPP had always been to communicate it to the other side that you are no longer a member, even though the constitution might say that. For example, when you live that way, they don't just throw you away. We will first of all try. Please, can I speak?
That is wrong.
Annie, you are not handling this one because
maybe you are not reading your own constitution.
you will not allow me. You just ask him to
Section
speak.
8 of their constitution talks about expulsion.
Okay.
It talks about expulsion.
Okay, but
Then 9 talks about forfeiture.
He has the right to interpret.
So what we are talking about is expulsion.
Annie,
that is when you communicate to the member.
Yes,
Okay.
allow him.
Expulsion, when you are sacking the person, that's when you communicate to the member. Section 8 deals with
Let
that.
me express my dissatisfaction first of all. Please, you have not been fair to me. For one thing, He has been allowed the opportunity to speak. I was being a gentleman, I allowed him the opportunity to speak. Then when I was about to talk, he took over and then when I took back again, okay, so please, give me the opportunity. I've already addressed that side, but if he wants me to address further, with constitutional law, you don't just read what is written. There are some unwritten part of a constitution called conventions. The convention will need to be added. Otherwise, you will not get the proper interpretation. So yes, the NPP constitution had provided that. But the convention had always been to communicate to either the person we have expelled you or to the speaker.
Have you communicated to Alan Chairman?
Or to the
Have you?
Let me. What is this?
Allow. Have you?
So,
if it is a convention, have you done that?
The NPP haven't done that, and they themselves haven't resigned. And as I said, Professor,
because they forfeit.
And the issue about
Section 19 says it's automatic.
Please, if this is how it is, next time I'm going to interrupt him. I gave him the opportunity to speak.
I thought you were the lawyer and you were going to be better at this conversation.
So we have to explain it. If you take a purposive approach, the whole idea of this provision in our constitution was to prevent members who are opportunistic from changing parties so that we can have a stable government and a stable opposition. What they are seeking to do is a next parliament and not this parliament. So I believe a court taking a purposive approach would probably say this is the real intention behind this law. So it doesn't concern this parliament, it concerns next parliament. And even then, if they haven't resigned and they have not expelled them, the best you can think about is what? Intention. And when can intention becomes an attempt? There are two theories, and we can borrow some rules from criminal law. Either the last act or more than merely preparatory. The last act would be for them to enter into elections. The more than merely preparatory could be their resignation from the party. Just filing might not be enough.
I'm sure.
And the last one that he wouldn't allow me was who had the right to decide whether you should leave, you should vacate. And for me, the Constitution is very clear. In 1999, it is the High Court who will make that pronouncement.
Whether you should vacate your seat?
In Parliament. It is the High Court.
In Parliament?
Yes.
Okay, let's see what happens.
It is the High Court that will make...
Why are you saying it? Do you remember the Why?
It is the High Court. You know, the fact that we have had things wrong, that does...
I thought you were speaking about convention earlier.
But why are you...
The fact that we've had things wrong in the past, it doesn't mean we should have...
Can you imagine where it suits him, he stopped convention. Then where it doesn't suit him, say there are wrong conventions.
Historic events as wrong.
No, something can be political but not legal.
I'm saying that why are you determining all historic events that are precedents as wrong?
Yes.
Why are you determining them wrong?
So this is how we'll get it right. I would urge the speaker, he's a lawyer.
But he was speaking about conventions
I would urge him.
Now he says as for this convention.
So let me make my point. He's writing me out.
Go ahead, Lord.
The Speaker of Parliament.
As for the Wayoseni convention, he doesn't want.
Oh my goodness. I'm shocked at your gentleman anymore. I am trying to be a gentleman.
You are completely flip-flopping on this matter. You are completely flip-flopping.
So what I'm trying to say is that the Speaker of Parliament is a lawyer. And now I will urge him to have fidelity to the Constitution. The Constitution writer said it is not his decision, it is the High Court decision. And if he fails to observe this particular fidelity to the Constitution, I will urge the MPP to immediately ask for judicial review of that decision. And I believe at the end of the day, it is the High Court that will decide, not the Speaker.
Thank you.
I just want to make a passionate appeal to the leadership of my party to immediately, convey a meeting. I mean, especially the leadership of Parliament, together with the political committee of the party, to take a position on this matter. But as I said earlier, it is nobody's position, it's the position of the law. But we have the right to demand that the law be implemented or not. We have the opportunity to demand that the law be implemented or not. My caution, however, is that we should be very careful as we go into this election, knowing that this government wants to be selective in the application of the law, to also begin to choose which laws to be implemented and which laws not to be implemented. So I think that it is crucial that we take a decision before the House even convenes later this morning.
Eric Delanyo, who is also counsel, he says that I'm having a serious difficulty in understanding Ishak. One does not have to be a practicing lawyer. One does not have to be a practicing lawyer to understand the provisions of the Constitution. Parliament is in the practice of working with the Constitution much more than practicing lawyers. I dare say. The court cannot. Yeah, not everybody will agree with you. It's law.
I understand.
Okay, so the court can be making decision to Parliament. For Parliament, the Speaker must interpret the laws and implement them in accordance with Parliament standing orders. If anyone is aggrieved by such interpretation, the person may go to court. The Article 97 clause 1G subclause G must kick in. Is exactly when the member of Parliament clearly defects from or changes his party or becomes an independent candidate. It is not necessarily to wait for the political parties to expel defective members before the law kicks in. Political
their
parties
own constitution
may never
doesn't even say that they will expel them. Their own constitution says that they automatically lose their membership when they go
the convention had always been to communicate it.
Okay,
and did you communicate to
So this is just the debates that we're looking forward to.
Is that not? In that case, the convention doesn't apply.
Whether or not minority will become majority and majority become minority,
it's
or the other way around, we'll see about that. We'll be back shortly for trends. Thank you, gentlemen.
Do you know someone who's making a difference in your community? Someone whose selfless actions and dedication to helping others deserves recognition? Then it's time to celebrate these incredible individuals on MTN Heroes of Change.
It's time to nominate those selfless individuals to win 100,000 Ghana cedis and other cash prizes and be crowned MTN Hero of Change. You can also nominate a blogger or someone in the digital space and any of the media houses to win our new category of Digital Hero and Media Hero of Change. Just fill an online nomination form at mtn.com.gh or send a WhatsApp with a 1-minute video of your nominee's project on 055-141-1122. Deadline for nominations is 18th October 2024, so don't waste time. Nominate your hero now.
MTN Heroes of Change. Be the change you wish to see.
Choose the perfect prize every week and stand to win your choice of exciting prizes. All to get more of what matters to you. Exclusive to Betway. Betway, get way more. Terms and conditions apply. Regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. No under 18.
Over 5 million children have benefited from free SHS. Protect free SHS. Vote Dr. Baumia, #1 on the ballot.
Today at my office. Oh, my people, welcome. Please, sit down. Today you brought another gist. So what's the gist today?
So, boss, you say that the election is won or lost at the polling station.
Exactly.
So if you be sure, why say you be the EC chairperson where they announce the winner? Why?
Okay, all right. I get your point. Let me break it down for you. You see, in the presidential elections, the whole country is considered as one constituency. So all the results need to be collated from all the polling stations before the EC chair can arrive at the results to declare. You understand? Good. You see, it all starts at the polling station. Pink sheets with results at the polling station are forwarded to the constituency collation center. Here, the results from all the polling stations are collated and the constituency results are declared. The results are then posted right there at the center. So at the regional collation center, the results from all the constituencies within the region are collated and the regional winner is declared. The results are then posted at the center.
Oh, this process belongs, Papa.
Massa, we've not even finished yet. Yes, so now the regional results are then forwarded to us at the EC head office. And remember, political party representatives are there, observers are there, the media is also there. All of them are monitoring everything very critically. You understand? And so, at the EC head office, under the monitoring of all the stakeholders, all that the EC chairperson does is to add up the results from all the 16 regions to arrive at the winner of the presidential elections.
So the EC chair cannot declare any winner they want?
Impossible. You understand? Look, in this process, there is no way the EC chair can declare a winner aside the one elected by the 40,000 polling stations across the country.
Oh, I get down now. But how about the voting for the MPs? That one, how did they do it?
That one is straightforward. Remember, that is at the constituency collation center. So the results from all the polling stations are put together and the results are declared right there.
So again, if a party fails to properly collate their own pin sheet results, or not a
Take note that all through this process, all political party agents and observers them did their freely. Nobody they sleep. From the polling stations to the constituency collation centers to the regional collation centers and even the national collation center at the EC head office. All political party agents and observers them did their constant. Them open them eyes all they watch everything freely. Nobody go fit steal this election inside. Look, even EC chairperson self no go fit steal this election inside. 2024 elections. It be Frenchim, it be clean. Emuda ho kind. No kululu.
Hello, lovely people of Ghana. My name is Nancy Remidal. I work with the executive chairman and a member of JOLAC. As we all know, October is here with us again, and October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. It is in this regard that Metro TV, in collaboration with JOLAC, is inviting the general public on the 25th of October. The time is 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at AMA Gardens to come and have free breast screening and general health screening. Please come on time and come all. Tell someone and tell another person. Grab your pink and join the fight. We are fighting breast cancer. Thank you.